All right, students, we're going to begin to go through the questions on the quadratic functions test review worksheets. Question number 1, it says to distribute the expression 4x times 5x plus 8. Remember, when it says distribute, simplify, there's other ways to explain this mathematically or ask this question using math terminology. They all mean the same thing. So in this case it says to distribute, so we'll do that. On this one it's actually pretty easy. It's a monomial times a binomial, so 4x times 5x. I'm just going to do the work right here. 4 times 5 is 20. X times x is x squared. And then 4x times 8. 4 times 8 is positive 32. And then the easiest thing we make a mistake on is to forget that this does have an x in the term when we multiply it together. So 32x. That covers question number 2. Number 1. Sorry. Question number 2. Simplify the expression, and there's two binomials there. It means the same thing as distribute, so simplify. And then remember, the term simplify means you're going to multiply, subtract, combine like terms, do everything you can until you can't do anything else mathematically with adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing. When you're done with all those operations, then you have simplified the expression. So in this case, you've got two binomials, and we're going to follow our normal procedure. So we're going to take the first term of the first binomial and multiply it by the second binomial. Then take the second term of our first binomial and multiply that times our second binomial. Alright, w times w is w squared. W times negative 2, negative 2w. Negative 15 times w is negative 15w. And negative 15 times negative 2 is now a positive 30. Remember, always the middle two terms will be like terms. And I can write my final answer in here. My final answer is going to be w squared, and then negative 2w minus 15. If you have issues with dealing with negative numbers, put them in your calculator. Negative 2 minus 15. Let me show you something real quick, class, just to make sure you get this. When you are putting this into your calculator, the difference between negative and subtraction is important, so make sure you look at that. When you look at this term right here, negative 2, you're going to start off with a negative sign. We're not subtracting 2 from anything. We're saying that number is negative 2. But now we're going to subtract 15. Now we use the subtraction key, so minus 15. It may look the same in your display, but the calculator does look at it a little bit different, especially when it tries to figure out whether you're subtracting or you are multiplying. So press equal there, and that's negative 17. So we've got negative 17w and then plus 30. Let's do question number 3. Distribute this expression. Well, distribute means simplify, so we're going to multiply out and combine like terms. Now we have a coefficient or a monomial right in the beginning of these two binomials, and you guys have learned in class to deal with that 3 first. We're going to go ahead and distribute that into the first binomial and ignore the second one for now. So 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 1 is positive 3. Now we're going to put that back in parentheses. And now we're going to multiply it by 2x minus 5. So now we'll just follow our normal binomial times binomial rules. First term of the first binomial times the second binomial. And then we're going to put our second term of our first binomial times the second binomial. Okay, so 3x times 2x. 3 times 2 is 6. X times x is x squared. 3x times negative 5. 3 times negative 5 is negative 15, and there is an x there that has nothing to multiply with it. 3 times 2 is 6, and then we have an x still that doesn't have anything to multiply with it. And then 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. As always, the middle two terms will be like terms. Our final answer is 6x squared. Negative 15 plus 6 is actually negative 9. Again, use your calculator if you need to. And then, oops, let's get rid of that and write it a little bit neater. 9x. And then we've got negative, or subtract 15 from that. So there is our simplified. And again, we're writing in standard form. Highest exponent first, all the way down to the lowest exponent, and then we end with the constant. Number 4, multiply p plus 8 times p minus 8. All right, p plus 8, p minus 8. Now, if you were paying attention or understood the special cases for binomials, you could actually write the answer right now. It would be p squared minus 64. Because you recognize this pattern, the middle term will disappear. But if you don't recognize that pattern, no sweat. Just follow the rules of multiplying binomials. P times p minus 8 plus 8 times p minus 8. P times p is p squared. P times negative 8 is negative 8p. 8 times p is positive 8p. And 8 times negative 8 is negative 64. And now you see in this special case, the middle term, the b term, has opposite coefficients. That means it changes to 0. And so we're left with p squared minus 64. All right, next one. Hopefully you guys have all remembered this now, because I'm going to tell you, I'll still see on the test, some of you are going to do this. Oh, x minus 3 squared. Oh, that equals x squared minus 3 squared, which is x squared minus 9. No, it does not. You've learned that squaring is a shorthand way of writing a repeated multiplication. So 5 cubed is just 5 times 5 times 5. In this case, x minus 3 squared is x minus 3 times x minus 3. So let's go ahead and multiply this out. Is going to be x times x minus 3. Second term of the first binomial, negative 3 times x minus 3. X times x is x squared. X times negative 3 is negative 3x. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. And negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. Our middle two terms are the same and they can be added together. We've got x squared minus 6x plus 9. I'm going to go ahead and end this video, and we'll pick up on question number 6 in the next video.